we don't need a new Toyota Tacoma. Let's get into it here just a sec, real quick. Before we do, I gotta go to the gas station because my third gen, I guess, old Tacoma is thirsty. That's right. We don't need a fourth generation Toyota Tacoma. I mean, you know, we talk about it a lot on the channel. I talk about it a lot because I have this affliction. You see, I have to have the newest and greatest thing. I don't know. It's some kind of deficiency or something. I don't know what it is. So I've been trying to convince myself that I don't need a 2024 Tacoma. And I think I'm finally there, at least in the short term. Will I have one? Of course I'll have one. When is it going to be? Well, Toyota's going to kind of determine that themselves via pricing and availability, right? But why don't we need one? Oh, wait a minute. This is something that drives me nuts. I know you guys can't see it, right? Turn signals. Guy just turns beside me over there, and now he's driving down the road with his turn signal flashing. Is he gonna turn? Oh, he did finally turn after we passed 4 or 5 different spots to turn in. But I don't think people realize turn signals aren't for you, they're for me. They're so that I know what you're gonna do, so that we know what you're gonna do. I think a lot of people forget about that. You see, turn signals, flashers, lights, maybe not lights, but turn signals, they're designed, or their purpose is to let the other drivers know what you're doing, so that you can communicate with other people on the road so that they don't run into you. It drives me nuts. But anyway, back to the 2024 Tacoma. You know, I have a 2023, of course. Everybody that watches the channel knows this. It's an electric lime green, 4-wheel drive. It is a TRD off-road. A lot of people mistake it for a TRD Pro. I guess it's because I removed the badges and it's this electric lime green, which was a pro color a couple years ago or something. But it is a TRD off-road 4x4. And it only has about 2,000 miles on it. 1,926 miles to be exact. So it's a baby. And I know it has such low mileage on it. Gee, Rob, do you ever drive it? I drive it a lot. I just have to split the time with other vehicles because I have 2 other channels and 2 other vehicles. But it's like brand new. Trading this truck off for me right now would be ignorant, right? I mean, I paid the money for it. Maybe I'll get a decent amount. I don't know. If I were to trade it in, it's hard to tell. The market is, it depends. And it really depends how the 2024 does. If people really don't like the 2024, like they say they don't, I know talk is cheap, right? Then maybe they won't buy it. Maybe the third generation Tacoma will be more in demand. It'll become a unicorn, kind of like the Voodoo Blue Tacoma that I had was, you know? It'll become a unicorn and that will increase its value. It will go up because it will be highly sought after, right? Simple economics, Econ 101. So if that happens, well, then I have a whole other choice to make. Do I play the market, hope that it keeps going up, and then get out when it's at its peak? Good luck at judging that. If I could do that, I'd be playing the stock market, and you and I would be talking about stocks, I guess. But at some point, if that happens, it would be good if you're going to buy the fourth gen, the 2024, to get out and buy it, because you're going to get as much as you can get for your third gen Tacoma. For me, as I mentioned, this thing is like brand new. I mean, with less than 2,000 miles on it, come on. It would make somebody else a good second truck, and I could just see the dealership drooling to put their hands on this truck if the third gen is indeed in more demand. You know, they'll ask, man, who knows? Since the new gen is so expensive, that gives them more room to ask more for the third gen, right? This truck might go for 40 grand. I don't know. Might go for 45. Hard to say. But in the short run, for me, There is no reason to get out of this truck. It just doesn't make much sense. We're not getting enough with this next generation Tacoma to really justify it. I mean, it looks like a nice truck. I'm sure it's going to have some updated tech in it. Of course, it's going to be redesigned on the inside, the outside. It's going to look different. You know, it's funny. I had a comment the other day from somebody on the channel, and maybe they left the comment so I would just mention it. I'm not going to mention who it was, but they said that they were okay with the higher price of the 2024 Tacoma because it's a status thing. It's going to separate the low class from the high class. In other words, if you can't afford or don't buy a 2024 Tacoma, that means you're some kind of subpar Tacoma owner. It's funny to me. Some people are trying to start class wars with the Toyota Tacoma in mind. I think it's absurd, and it's obvious to me that whoever this person is probably doesn't have a lot of money. Because you see, people that have a lot of money don't get it by wasting it on things they don't need or overpaying for trucks that just don't provide the value that they would demand at the price levels that manufacturers are offering. You know, I've mentioned that with Toyota a few times. For me, it's not so much about the cost, although it is very expensive, you know, 50 to 60 grand for a Toyota Tacoma. There better be a hell of a lot of value in that. I better walk away and think, man, it is worth this money. And I've got to say that so far, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that the 2024 is going to be so phenomenally different that it's worth that extra money or that higher premium price. And maybe that's what Toyota is betting on. They're trying to create an environment or an aura, a reputation that the Toyota Tacoma is somehow the upper echelon price-wise. I think they are for the brand and for the quality and reliability if that stays with the next generation. But I think they're trying to create some kind of a reputation as being a higher class truck. In other words, if you're driving around in a 2024, soon to be 2025, 26, whatever, as opposed to a previous gen like I have, you're somehow at a higher class level. You have status. And I think that's what this person is really talking about, is that your status level is going to increase. Well, for someone like me, that doesn't really matter. You know, I wear my cut-off shirts on the channel. I wear my older, rattier clothes. I don't really care about what people think I look like or the status that wearing Gucci sunglasses or carrying around a $3,000 Gucci bag, you know, makes me look like. I don't care about that. If it's your gig, that's okay. Whatever makes you happy. I mean, it's your money. I say it all the time on the channel. I'm not spending your money, but it doesn't do anything for me. I guess my self-esteem and feeling of self-worth is high enough that I don't need trinkets to try to increase it artificially, if that makes any sense. So anyway, yeah, we don't need the 2024 Tacoma. Yeah, if you've driven your third gen for a long time and it's long in the tooth and things might start to be failing, sooner or later things are going to fail, even though it isn't Tacoma, right? Then maybe you need the 2024. But to go out and trade off a perfectly good truck, which should get up to 3 or maybe 500,000 miles, and you're sitting at less than 2,000 like I am, you got a long way to go before you need the next generation Tacoma. Leave a comment, let me know. Does it matter to you? Do you feel like you need that Tacoma? Do you think it's a status symbol and you're gonna feel better driving around in a 2024 just because it's a 2024? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.